Assalamu alaikum. As you guys are aware, the UK has been largely affected, as has the rest of the world, with the outbreak of the coronavirus. To ensure that we don't spread the coronavirus and to ensure that everybody is safe and well, it is with a very heavy heart that I have to announce that we will be postponing our tour.
In 2020, we set out on our biggest challenge yet. After two big live events in 2019, we decided to attempt a nationwide UK tour. To give you context into how big of a task this was, our first live event was in front of 400 people. Our next one was around 800 people. But for this tour in 2020, we were looking to sell around 2,500 tickets combined across the three venues. The idea of these live events is to have a variety of different and inspiring elements, from inspirational keynotes by industry leaders to surprising audience members to fun and games on stage with FG regulars. This tour was going to be epic. And it's fair to say that we started feeling early on that we bit off a bit more than we could chew. From figuring out the logistics of travel, accommodation and hospitality, to coming up with new constant ideas to try and sell tickets, to the huge financial risk of putting on this tour. I'm currently signing the contracts for the Aldwych Theatre. But as we all know, none of us could have predicted what would have happened, and just a few short weeks before the tour, a worldwide pandemic meant putting a halt to everything. Over that time, there was a lot of panic, a lot of worry, and a lot of uncertainty at Freshly Grounded. This was our first major boundary as a business, and being such a small team meant trying to figure it all out as we went along. But out of that darkness came some amazing new ventures.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Yusuf, a professional chef and graduate from culinary school.
Current events. This is current events.
And yet, with all of this wonderful growth that you helped us make, there was still, over the past 2 years, one itch that we were yet to scratch. Okay, that's really not a nice image. Anyway, back to sounding dramatic. So now, after 2 years of waiting, the tour is back. That's right, in February and March of 2022, we'll be putting on a live Freshly Grounded show in Birmingham, Manchester, and finally our flagship show in London's Aldwych Theatre. And tickets are on sale now. You can grab them by going to freshlygrounded.com/tour. This is by far the riskiest thing we have ever done on a personal, logistical, and definitely financial level. And so we need your support now more than ever. And we know that the world is still in a state of uncertainty, but we're going to make sure that the event is as comfortable and safe for all attendees as possible. From working with venues to ensure hygiene standards are high, to making face masks mandatory for all of our staff and volunteers, and keeping an eye on government guidelines, we are not leaving any stone unturned. So join us just a few short weeks before Ramadan 2022 for our biggest project yet. Now onto this video. Throughout the lead up to our original tour planned in 2020, we filmed some of the things that were going on behind the scenes in preparation for the tour, not knowing how much significance this footage would later have. So, to get ourselves and you guys back in the mindset of the live tour, we will be releasing all of this unseen footage as a 3-part documentary over the next 3 days. And here is part 1.
A little without the echo, isn't it clearer?
Yeah.
At this stage.
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh, let me put the echo here then.
Yeah, just at the end of that word. So it's because of the gap. It sounds mad now, but I'll just we'll make it like just so it sounds like a low bed, quiet things down.
No more hearts filled with envy or hearts that are empty. It's easier with brothers showing support like MB. So arm yourself with the energy to defeat every enemy, and if your deen is in jeopardy, then drop a quicksand the remedy. Had the demons crumble within when you're humbled with Tim? Now the chance is slim for such a marvellous thing. From talking arms to gym to shaitan and jinn. Take it back and even talk about a barber's trim, but in the end, teach her to harbour in him. And of course, we understand that our nation is complex, but we want to be the change for this generation and even the next. So let's make sure our drive keeps it alive. Build an army on the way, in fact, call it a tribe. And I know how it sounded, but look how we were bound and astounded, surrounded by this goodness. It's like I'm freshly grounded, and now I've especially found at the door that I was looking for. But if you wanted some more, well, now they're on tour.
That's the one, bruv.
Huh?
That one was cold.
The second one, yeah?
The second one was cold, bruv.
Even if you did like a sick gimbal shot and coming around or like unrolling the paper and tracking the paper, like here, if you had it lit so like, all you're seeing is like a vignette of like this, even if you shoot from out here, you can get a nice, just like establishing shot sometimes, for example, because not everything's gonna be close up. You might want to come out and see him walking around and picking the canvas up and looking at the canvas. And then imagine there was a projector or something like, on the table that he hit and it actually projected against this wall. If it's dark, it will. And he just literally was up here. And you'll see, he's seeing it almost, and you can get a sick shot of like, almost from behind him, so he's kind of in a shot, or whatever you want, but just FG happening, and you just cut in between that. Your foundation is gonna have to be, yes, the videos and the projector style stuff, because you're gonna have show elements and go back to that all the times. Are you gonna have him reciting the poem as well? Yeah, so that's sick. So you got that as a great example as well. That as he's doing stuff, he's like talking about a poem and opening things up, and it's like coming out of his mouth as he's, you know what I mean? You spend so much time doing the lighting and the setup to get that shot, and you because this is such a monumental thing, like it's elements of MG, you can't just willy-nilly walk in and film things. You can get away with certain shots, but you really have to have the setup nice, so you can like zoom out things, you can see like the depth of like, and you have to design the set, like you have to know, okay, this is the paper that will roll out the seat now for the pitch. This is the way the podcast mic's gonna go. Almost like scope out the whole thing, not beforehand. You can do it as you're going, you freestyle it, but at least know that we're gonna have a set where all the elements actually are gonna be there. Things that we struggle with, bruv, is like, even when we'll just shot through a door, but then how does the lighting look outside? It's so like officey. You know what I mean? And your one kind of works, 'cause it's supposed to be an office, but how do you put a backlight there to, so when this opens, imagine like even this door opens, like what's that light that ray comes in, you know what I mean? How does that look when he walks in? Like, do you put panel light there and have like a slick light coming out? Because also, if you're shooting in if you're shooting this right now as is, you're gonna get grains in your shots. So we know, no one filming in there that day, the first day we shot, every shot we did came out grainy. But if you then light it from behind or from up here, you can still do the dark effect, but now you've got that better lighting. So I know it sounds stupid, bro, but these are things that just made such a big impact.
I'm recording now, yeah? No, this one's a little faster.
Huh?
It's a bit faster. Yeah. This one there. Sick of a retail life or a 9 to 5. A man sets out to bring his plan to life. Believe in his dream, he planned to strive and made a friend on the way, and they planned to thrive. But look how we were bound and astounded, surrounded by this goodness. It's like I'm freshly grounded, and I have especially found the door that I'm looking for. But if you wanted some more, well, now I'm tour.
Okay, I just want to do two things, yeah? Nate, I want to shoot again from...
Sorry, Akhi.
No, that's fine. Just do what you're doing before in terms of like restarting the bit that you need to. If you need to. Lean forward, let me just make sure it's in focus. Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Trying to see that light though. That's there.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's alright.
Go back there, do the whole thing again. Do the whole thing again, because it was good. And then just like stay in that corner because of the lighting. So walk all the way down here. As you're walking here, look back.
By this goodness, it's like I'm freshly grounded, and I have especially found at the door that I was looking for. But if you wanted some more, well, now they're on tour.
Bro, that's fire. That's, bro, that is sick. Bro.
Like that looked like the piece in itself being as if
That's the idea.
freshly grounded, had this narration video, you know what I mean, for what it is. That's just We're going on tour.
Yeah. Because I've got an idea, yeah, where the event starts, yeah, with Sid sitting on an armchair as the doors are, while doors are opening. He just sat there looking blankly at the audience, like eating popcorn, like while everyone's walking, taking their seats for half hour, whatever. Like, not saying a word, bro. Spotlights on him. Then when the instrumental plays, that's when he does the poem to intro the whole event. And then we can't. But I need people like you that I can be like, I'll come pick your brain. What do you think about this? Then he comes on, and me and Sam come on like this, and we have this audio. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
You reckon you can nice me with a day?
Where am I coming to? My office?
Yeah, my office, yeah.
We do it, yeah, we do it.
Alright,
between Monday and Friday next week's good for me.
Oh, is it? Alright, sweet. Alright, in that case, I'm going to try this. So what, during work hours, yeah?
Yeah, during work hours. Yeah.
Alright, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro. Alright,
No problem. Alright, thanks,
But Bilal, his times off so much money and he does all that for us because he just rates the project, you know what I mean? So, may Allah bless him, man. I mean, he's brother, look at that, he's like, yeah, next week. But you hear that concept that I had?
I loved it.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's just sitting there eating popcorn.